Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to episode 15 of the Nerd, where it's not 9001, it's Nerd.
It's over 9,000.
Oh no! I've had that one prepared for like 3 weeks.
And to think, we've almost reached equal amount of episodes as Edward and Tony have been alive.
Oh, Jesus.
See, you say things like this.
Just one more month.
No, I'm sorry that I'm young.
Guess what?
How dare
yesterday
you be
was?
born at a later
What was
time?
yesterday? Do you remember what yesterday was?
Oh my God.
It was
Yes.
the 15th anniversary for the first X-Men movie.
Yeah.
15.
He was 6.
I was 6.
6?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Blew our minds.
Wow.
I think I started crying.
That's rough city.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
We were 11.
And they've only made like 5 movies.
Anyways,
Not only. They've been
and they got
Wolverines.
progressively better, I think.
Well, Wolverine Origin.
We don't talk about that.
We
That
don't
one's
talk
like
about
the first Star Wars episode.
That's why I was super excited about Wolverine going back into time and changing things, because hopefully that movie just becomes deleted.
I think they did.
But theoretically speaking, it means Deadpool could be actually Deadpool Wade Wilson style with a witty mind.
Okay, which one was worse though? Wolverine Origins or Wolverine? Because there were two.
Origin.
I didn't like
Origins
Wolverine.
was worse.
Really?
I
Okay,
didn't really like either of them.
John.
I went
Wolverine,
back and finished
you
it.
were- okay, I was going to say, you were asleep for 80% of the movie.
However, Hugh Jackman, if you are listening, you have the whole package, man. You're awesome.
Well done.
I love you.
I just
Good
didn't
job.
like spoilers. I didn't like the mechanical
Good genes.
fucking
there.
samurai did.
Also, Hugh Jackman, if you're listening, what do you look like with a shirt on?
I
The
don't
world
care
may
to
never
know.
know.
I don't care to figure that.
No.
The two gay guys don't care.
No one needs to know.
Edward, do you have a topic for us?
Oh, I was just going to say, I am your host. This episode, I am the whole host. I have a list of 12 possible topics
That we are not allowed to know.
that you're not allowed to know. They're super duper secret. The first of
It's
which
more fun that way.
is the Secretary of Defense of the United States of America is a space lizard that eats Mexican babies.
What?
I'm so excited right now.
What?
Oh my god.
The Secretary
I
of
can
Defense
kinda
is
see that.
I have that. The Secretary of Defense is a space lizard that eats Mexican babies. So here's what happened.
I think I've seen the TV show.
I was listening to I think it was either a radio show or a podcast, and Louis C.K. was on. It was from back in 2011, and the Secretary of Defense of the United States of America was like a guest over the phone and over. Shut up! I'm telling the story.
I like Tony reassuring us. No, it's fine. Keep going.
So he's over the phone or whatever, and the very first question that Louis C.K. has for this guy, Louis C.K. is also a guest on the show. Louis C.K. says, so there are some people, like some weird ancient tribes or whatever, that think that you are a space lizard that it came from outer space and is living in a human suit, and you're in fact a lizard underneath Secretary of Defense body. So my question for you, sir, is, are you a lizard from outer space? And he denies the question! He avoids it entirely! He doesn't want to answer it!
I cannot confirm nor deny your statements.
No, he doesn't even say that. He, like, talks about, like, how one time there was a guy at, like, a restaurant that bought him dinner.
He's a politician. They don't actually answer the question.
Yeah,
that they're getting.
they don't answer like,
He
did you have
answered all the
breakfast?
he did answer all the other ones, at least with some semblance of similarity to what was asked of him, with interjecting periods of Louis C.K. going, wait, are you a space lizard?
I've heard politicians who like get a question about healthcare and somehow it becomes like gay rights or civil rights.
Right.
And then
That happens a lot on this show.
That's true. That is true.
Usually
so
when
maybe
you're
it's not a
talking,
political
usually when
thing.
it's
Yeah,
gay
it's
rights,
like- yeah.
we're like, okay.
But yeah, politicians are pretty shitty at answering whatever question they're getting.
Yeah.
In
And then
general.
after 17 minutes of him avoiding this space lizard question, Louis C.K.'s like, what if it's like he can either only not answer the question or say yes. Like he is a space lizard. Like, no, he doesn't look at that picture of him. That is clearly He's just like, that is clearly a zip-uppable face. He's probably on the phone with his tail out, and he not in his suit. He was just hanging all lizardy outy on the phone. We don't know.
My favorite
Don't
part of this
know.
whole thing is this is his first topic, and that's listed as most important for
It is number one, the most important topic on the list. Ladies and gentlemen, Edward. Our second topic, because that was all that happened. That was all that was. That he's most likely a space lizard.
Probably.
Oh, yeah,
There are
no.
probably a lot of people that are space lizards, honestly.
Especially
yeah.
politicians.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Obama's the space chameleon.
That's why I'm wearing this jacket right now, so you don't see the zipper on my back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty then.
Run.
Our second topic of the day is that he has a new name, and it's Bobby.
Bobby.
My
You
mom...
little idiot.
Idiots.
That was my first thought.
Yeah.
This is the second most important topic.
Yep.
Is that my mom was I was like, Mom, I don't know what to call him. And she was like, call him Bobby, because his name's Robert. You can call him Bob, but then you just call him Bobby, and it's going to know
I
the
have,
shit
I
out
have a
of him.
secondary story when you're finished about that.
Well, then answer, I'm done.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was it.
So I think it was like my sophomore year of high school. This one kid was like kind of, he was one of those like stupid jock kids.
Right.
And
Sorry about
I was an intelligent jock kid, so no offense taken.
and so like
Solid.
I don't know how it got out there, but it was like, oh, your name's Robert. Is that like short for Bob?
What?
And I'm just like, wait, hold the phone. How stupid are you?
Is Robert short for Bob? No, it's
Robert
not.
short for Bob.
Is Ed short for Edward? I mean, Edward short for Ed. E. I mean, fuck, I'm sorry.
Well, and on that note, I was talking to someone about the three of you, and I was like, well, and then there's Tony. And my friend's like, oh, is that short for Anthony? I'm like, no, it's short for Robert. And I just walked away. And they were like, what? I'm like, well, technically that was true.
So my question is, do you guys have any names that people call that are short for John,
Joe.
Nothing?
No,
Doesn't like Jonathan.
It's
Johnny
not
Boy?
Jonathan. No, it's Jonathan when there's no
Johnny.
H. I fucking hate Johnny. Johnny makes me sound like them this big.
Johnny Boy?
Stop.
What?
Oh, it's a
I said
penis
nothing.
joke.
I said nothing.
I went by JR
No, wait, what's
for
your full name?
John Robert Arco.
So your name is John.
Yes.
It's not Jonathan. It's just
It's
John.
John, so it's just John.
it's
When it's
Johanna?
Jon, it's Jonathan.
Oh.
Because it's Joe Nathan.
What?
Did you not notice that?
No.
Joe
that was-
Nathan.
I also just can't get over the name Joe Nathan.
I get my
Joe
name
Nathan.
abbreviated to B a lot.
Hey,
It's like,
Hey, B.
Brennan.
What's up,
That's
B?
too close to Brendan or Brandon, so thus I am confused. So now you are a letter.
Brend.
You could be
Ben?
just a B.
When I'm online, I sometimes go as Bren. That way it could be like a number of possibilities. And
But
so
you
they,
go with Bran, like the kid in Game of Thrones.
I could. He's alright.
Wolf.
But when I need a drunken alias because the person next to me is a creep, I go with Ben.
My drunken alias is Brent Howie Howard.
Yeah, you
That's
sound
your
like you want to
alias
be a
for
porn
everything.
star.
Yeah.
Brent
Howie Howard.
Howard.
That's the name of his call.
Brent Howard or Howie.
That's the
See,
that's
if
the-
someone introduced themselves to me as that, I would
I
flat out
regret
say that
bringing you
sounds like a
Krispy
fake name.
Kremes.
Oh,
Just because of that nickname.
That's the name of your Call of Cthulhu character.
I know.
Okay, so
That's the name of the Nerdwords person for the email account. And our Nerdword Xbox Live account.
Oh my god.
He should not have given me the controller. That's all I'm saying.
So my next topic that's actually an actual topic this time.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, is Tinder. So I've been using it because I've been using it for the last week, and
Me too.
it's
Well, 3 days.
I
I
didn't
haven't.
I deleted it 2 days ago,
It's my pen.
and it's the best dating app I've tried, but it's horrible. It's the worst app ever.
No clicking.
But there's no better apps out there. So
Yeah.
I thought that Tinder was just a straight people thing.
That's what I thought until John was talking about you on Tinder, and I'm like, wait, but
It's like it can be a gay thing too. And it can also be a bi thing, like my bi friend Hannah. She has both guys and girls set to it.
I keep getting girls popping up on mine though.
I get girls pop up on mine too, and
And
I
I
get
think
straight
that's-
guys that pop up on mine.
Yeah.
Send the girls our way.
Well,
you just
they
swipe
won't-
left or right.
You
Yeah,
just, well, yeah, you don't like message.
I
You can't
can't-
message people.
I can't forward
You
them.
can't auction people off to other people like slavery.
Have you met John?
Can we make this slavery dating app where you can just like send people other people's
The
way?
Nerd Word special Martin Luther King Day Jr. episode. Fantastic.
I didn't.
Oh my
know.
God.
I didn't.
We also didn't know we're recording on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
We're
Irony.
the best
Oh, I'm leaving.
around.
I'm taking my donuts and I'm leaving.
So
It's gonna
Selma
chain me
looks like a
down.
good movie.
So Selma does look like a movie,
I think
but I'll
it
get there.
looks
I'll
great.
get there later because we're going to talk about Oscar nominations.
the who's the best white person in the room?
Yeah.
That's
I
what
have
the
a few
award
words to say
ceremony
about
was.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't either.
No, but here's what I don't like about Tinder, and it's that I do like the fact that it's a little more classy than say Grindr, because Grindr is
It's named Grinder.
let's fuck, whereas
Okay.
Tinder's like we can talk a little bit before we fuck. Like that's the difference between Tinder. Oh my god,
What?
you just
What?
like sensually licked your glasses.
And we made eye contact in the middle of it, so I really feel kind of dirty.
My shower is right
Stop.
next to the dick room.
Oh, Jesus. Keep talking, please.
So
Are you presenting yourself? What are you doing?
I'm a peek down.
stop. What was I saying?
Tinder.
Tinder.
Not as trashy.
It's slightly more classy.
Yeah, a little bit. I like the fact that like you know that the other person swiped right, swiped yes on your profile when you get matched with other people, which for me actually seldom happened. But it's also because my description said I like.
Big butts, and I cannot lie.
All you other brothers can't deny.
I think you would
get
girl
all the
looks
yeses.
that anybody weighs.
And around thing in your
Keep
face,
going,
you
it's
get
sprung.
sprung. Say I want to get with
no,
you.
I said-
take your picture.
I like to watch interesting films and eat pizza, and I want to meet other people that like interesting films and pizza. That
mean-
was my
That sounds like a more depth bio than some of the ones I've read.
yeah. Some people just don't say anything. If
Right.
they don't say anything, I'm like no. Mm-mm.
Yeah. No, for me that
Laugh,
yeah.
Alicia.
I have to
Laugh.
review the entire profile if there are any similar likes or friends.
Yeah.
Friends. Well, if they're similar friends, it depends on the friends. And I'm like, oh, you know that person? No. But if they have no bio, I'm like, I'm not going to spend the entire time doing 20
Right.
questions to.
And the other
See if
thing
I
is like, we were just talking the other day about how much of wanting to date someone is their personality, and you have so little of an opportunity to get that through this app. Like it's so easy because what you have to do is you can swipe left or right just based on one picture and their name and their age. And you have to click on them for any other information, what they like, if you have any mutual friends on Facebook, their bio, and then more pictures of them. But it's so easy to just not do any of that and just go left, right, left. And then it's like, it's forcing it to be so material and so meaningless.
Well, I mean, the entire online dating thing in general has kind of that reputation regardless.
Yeah.
And you definitely have those people who are there for that quickie.
And
Yeah.
you don't even know if, it could be like a 300-pound enormous cannibal man.
Right. You could get catfished. It happened to me. It sucks.
Catfished?
Catfished
it's
is when isn't it? It's like when
Someone's
essentially
pretending
it's
to
a
be
fake
someone else.
profile, and they pretend to be someone else.
yeah.
Like a
Um,
catfish?
Yes, like catfish do
Okay.
it.
They're not quite a cat. They're not quite a fish.
Yeah.
Well, they are a
Cat
fish,
dog.
but I don't know.
Cat
Cat dog.
The term actually didn't exist when it had happened to me, because this was back in
You just called it getting fucked.
2004. No, I called it hitting him with my car and my mag light flashlight multiple times.
Okay.
Mag light flashlight multiple times, then the car. I know how to handle myself. What? I wasn't
Was it
getting
a
raped.
dangerous situation? Was
Yeah.
It okay, it was
Yeah,
a rapey
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. I
Yeah.
thought you were just like, how dare you be someone else?
No, I was 16 and stupid enough to be like, can you pick me up downtown in an area that you don't really know very well? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll pick you up off the street. Guy jumps in, definitely not the same guy I'd been talking to. We pull into an area where we were going to meet the guy I was talking to, and then he tries to jump over to the seat. I grab the mag light that I always keep on my driver's side and just repeatedly hit him in the head a couple of times and kick him out of the car, and then I backed up into him and then drove off.
Oh.
Yeah, ended up seeing him again. Hit him with my car again. Got pulled over because the people at Charlie Brown's saw me hit this dude with my car, and So what had happened there? It was like 3 years later. Obviously, didn't keep the dude's phone number.
Well, why would you?
You couldn't block numbers on your cell phone because this was pre-smartphones.
Right.
And so when this guy was talking to me and he knew all these details, I'm like, okay, this was just somebody I lost touch with, and I seemed to have talked to him before, and so I agreed to meet up at Charlie Brown's. And I saw him in the rearview mirror, and thankfully for me, I have a very good memory when it comes to faces, so I just popped my car into reverse, gave him a little love tap, and drove off.
Little love tap.
Saw him at tracks like a month later with a Kang and like a couple of bruises, and I was like, yeah, bitch.
Damn. Well, glad I deleted my Tinder app.
Well, and it's not as common as it used to be.
Right.
However, like cases with stalking and other invasions of privacy have gone up exponentially since dating apps and everything like that have come about. But it's intriguing to see how that dynamic plays out. But there are a lot of decent people online. The only problem is sorting through the filth to get to them.
Right.
They're like, 75% of crap?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
And it's more difficult for Edward and I, because one, we live in Littleton, and
Seriously.
two, if, the LGBT makes up 10% of the population, you've got to correlate age, preferences, location, all those things, so we're down to like 1%.
Seriously.
And I think we were talking about this yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were talking
how
about
hard it is for you. And sometimes it's hard for straight people because you have like... not you two, but I know there's some of the gay community that's like, oh, straight people are fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, I generally think that about people.
Yeah.
And the majority of straight
some
people
don't
don't really
mostly I just want to
break
poison
that
everyone.
mold.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think just dating nowadays is just hard because people have these like stupid standards of dating.
There's that, and I blame Hollywood for that. There's
Yeah.
also
Hollywood standards.
internet and fast food and everything has given this like instant gratification. Like you should be able to create this entire commitment within the course of like 3-week period without even truly getting to know the person, and then like they're married within 3 months, and then like 2 years later they're divorced and they're like, he's changed. It's like, bitch, you didn't actually know him.
Right.
So there's that as well. And I think a lot of the problem is with our generations. Yeah, I'm using the S because there's a little gap. A lot of it has been. It's a lot easier to talk to people online and everything like that. So you get this dynamic where you get to communicate and interact with a lot of people. But people have lost that ability to have that one-on-one interaction. And thus, they want that instant gratification. A lot. Yeah, right? Yeah. We're all going to be in little hover
Round
things that...
That means that we have hoverboards. I don't care.
Yeah, I want my hoverboard.
Right? This is kind of a jumping off point.
Right, because we never do that.
Yeah, right?
Let's talk about gay sex.
You posted an article a while ago on the Nerdword page about on how anonymous trolls are just ruining the internet.
Right. Oh.
All those
Coming back.
12-year-old
It's
racist
coming back
white
to
girls.
me.
So do we want to talk something about just how just anonymous trolls and how that's fucking
Well,
shit up?
yeah, it's so easy to be when you're anonymous on the internet. It's so easy to have no consequences whatsoever, and that's main of the reason why there's so many like hacking situations and anomalies that are happening all over the world.
Well, and cyberbullying.
People cyberbullying. Plus, then there's
Because it's like a safety shield because the screen can't do
Right.
anything to you.
It's like
But if you did
hackers
this
are
to
ruling
someone's
the world.
face,
How
you
are
could
they going to
fucking
find
kill
me?
you.
Well, that and if you truly don't know the person, you're yelling or you're berating just ones and zeros, really. Yes.
and it's like I had it and then I
And then you lost it.
You didn't have it?
And then it's just dust on.
Okay, I'm gonna kill
Yeah,
Tony.
but,
Keep
I
going.
read it. There it is. There it is. I
Do
read
it
an
in the murder
article.
room so we don't have to clean up that much.
Okay, that's fine.
I read an article yesterday about the YouTube comments section.
Okay, continue.
But that's it. It's such
A joke?
bullshit. It's
Yeah.
such a joke. And you go
Doug,
down
please
there
comment on our YouTube page.
on this YouTube video that you're watching right now.
Listening, watching.
Whatever. But you go down to the YouTube comments section, and it's people being racist, and then people arguing about people being racist, and then all
It's
of
the Thunderdome.
all of
Really.
the wonderful things that you're saying, like that actually are
Mean something.
that actually mean something that are actually related to the video. They just get lost in this mess of spam. That's why PewDiePie deleted all of his comment sections. He's not going to let any more comments happen on any of his YouTube videos because he's the most subscribed YouTuber, he's the most popular YouTuber, and not only are there those stupid arguments, the meaningless comments, but there's also the spam that comes with being popular, there's also the hackers and stupid shit like that, and this comment section is just becomes totally useless. But what if you were to make it not anonymous? What if every time you clicked on you, which I understand why that merging with Google Plus sort of decreases that amount. So you click on someone and it's you, and you are logged into that, and
And
it
in
has
20 years,
a record
no one
of
will
you.
ever be able to run for president again.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mr. Jones, do you remember who RC-27 is?
Yeah, but
Do you remember saying that those Jews are all stupid faces?
That is
When
not
you were
the
12.
opinion of the Nerd Word.
No, it's not. It's
At
not.
all.
Now, now none
all
of us
these
can
like
run for
racist and
president.
anti-Semitic and all these things that like these people post, the ones that have like an actual profile attached to it, it's like a 12-year-old girl,
Right.
and it's like, why are you so filled of hate? You have nothing in your life to be filled with hate. You've got a Hello Kitty backpack. For Christ's sake. Get over yourself. But yeah, I don't.
But if you were to add to somehow have
I'm
the ability
actually-
to eliminate that anonymity of your online presence, and anything that you say or do could be seen at by your friends, your family, your job, that would make you watch what you say a little bit.
that would change
Tweets,
a lot of things.
It would
Change
change
the
a lot.
whole
You would-
dynamic.
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't necessarily say whole dynamic.
Well.
Consider Facebook.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are plenty of people who post things on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my god, why would you post that so other people could see? And then I look at their friends list, and they're friends with their like grandma and like parents, and I'm like,
Exactly.
really? You just posted like this slutty ass thing about yourself? I had a friend who like posted something about me, and in like, you know, a friend kind of context, it was like haha, kind of funny, but it was on Facebook, and I called him and said, you need to take that down right now. I don't appreciate that being on the net. I don't want, you know, and it wasn't something that I had done. He had just made a funny comment, and I had found humor in it. However, I have my
It could be
younger
misstrewn
cousins
the
in
wrong
Buffalo,
way.
New York, who don't know me that well because we are several states apart, who
More
we
several.
only communicate through Facebook, seeing this, and you know, one of them was like 12 at the time, and I'm like, please take that down. I don't need that on there. So there are people who they just don't care, or they don't realize that the potential consequences of their online presence. And what a lot of people don't seem to realize is once it's put on the net, it never is truly deleted.
Right.
It's there forever.
It's like the people that are always arguing about Facebook privacy violations or what the fuck ever.
Well, and that's why I laugh when people are like, oh, the NSA is listening to everything we do, and it's like, bitch, you're putting it on Facebook, they already know.
Yeah.
The moment you put a picture on Facebook, you can find it in Google Images.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
there was one time a neighbor of mine, or a person that I went to school with, she was 15 at the time, and she was texting and driving alone. And she drove into my neighbor's backyard directly across the street. Just drove right in, and
I think I've heard of this. Keep going.
And what happened was there was a cop that came over because he was investigating whether or not the mom was actually driving the car, or if she actually had a license, or what actually happened there. And I had taken some photos and was friends with this girl on Facebook, and the cop came over, went onto my Facebook profile, and was like looking at my pictures plus all of the things that she was commenting, and he was like, no, she was totally the one that fucking drove in because she posted it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, my uncle's a detective. He has a Facebook.
Lol. In his backyard.
And the thing with Facebook is you have to have a Facebook account to view a person's profile.
Right?
Well, there are so many cops that have quote unquote Facebook profiles. Nothing about themselves. It's only so they can check
friend other
at
people.
other people's
Yeah.
Facebook, especially the ones who don't have it set to private or anything like that, and they just post everything for the world to see. And
Is she okay?
She's still a whore.
She's
so
alive.
she's okay.
So it hurts when she sees.
She's not okay. She's not okay.
That's the god
No,
of
well, I think there was just like a ticket or something, but it was still
Destruction of property.
that whole
Yeah.
family is still a series of bitches. They're all horrible.
Doyle rules.
One of these days, your whole family's gonna get it.
But taking that online anonymity type of thing and relating it back to Tinder, I was just going to say, like, it's so easy to have standards. I mean, it's not... We were just saying how, like, there's, like, what, 10% of the population that's some form of LGBTQ.
And I think that I feel
That-
like that percentage that is the current demographic who are actively dating or seeking dating
Exactly.
That are out.
that are out that are and because I believe that the numbers are a little bit higher.
Well, that's not counting priests, is it?
No,
Oh.
because they're not allowed to marry. And
Shots fired.
Was Martin Luther King Jr. a priest? I forget.
no, yeah,
don't think-
he
was
was
a
a reverend. And they're allowed to marry. So
Isn't that like the same?
I was thinking, I was like,
there's
there's probably
always a
saying
guitar
to
involved.
listen.
No. Reverends are less likely to become pedophiles or rapists because they are allowed to have sexual relations. And that's one of the big downfalls of the church is by disallowing this, they are creating this dynamic where these men are expected to be completely celibate. And guess what? That's against biology.
Right.
That's against evolution.
Okay, we're trailing off here again.
Okay.
Yes.
But,
You're perched like
But I do
a-
want to. I do
Sure.
want to just say one thing about the priest thing, simply to address to
Right.
viewers.
Right.
According to the FBI database, and this is according to a large number of statistics as well, members of the LGBT community, if you were to take 300 pedophiles, one of them would be a member of the LGBT community.
Right.
The primary dynamic of them is heterosexual white males.
Oh,
And
yes.
it's usually a family member. And it has actually nothing, well, it has some, but not a lot, to do with the child's gender. It's primarily a form of power and control. And so if, it's a male going after a boy, it's usually because they had no power at that age. They are taking power from that child at that age. And that's usually how the dynamic comes across. I learned about that in my abnormal psych class, but I wanted to clarify because people were like, oh, these gays are doing this. It's like, no, actually, the heteros are doing it. So stop the heteros from having sex with children, please.
And that was Brennan's Crime Corner.
Yes.
Da, 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 da.
Not to be mistaken with his comic corner. Sometimes they interlock.
Ooh.
Continue.
No, but I was just gonna say, like, it's hard to have standards when 1% of anyone that you meet might be, maybe even less than that, might be dateable, or and I mean,
Yeah.
could we just like date human people? There's such a lack of human people in the world.
Rather than
there.
robots?
From what I learned on Tinder.
Rather than stupid meat sacks.
In a week.
What I learned on Tinder in the 7 days that I tried Tinder.
7 days.
7 days to rule the world?
I don't know.
Sure. But, like, there so many fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
And then they're confused as to why they can't get a date. And I'm like, swipe left because, And I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just, like, it's hard to
Dating
find...
sucks.
Dating
especially
sucks
just
because...
out of high school. And especially when, there's not a whole lot of options for you.
Right. Can I, I set my... I just want to find someone that's younger than my sisters, which meaning you.
I know, I got that right away. But in all fairness, you're
younger-
too young for me, so...
We've established this. I don't know if we established this on the podcast,
Or
but
just between us, but yeah, I need a guy who can go to the bar with me.
always rooting for you two.
I thought the same about you,
I didn't
too.
want to date Edward.
Once you said you
seriously,
were from the
that
South.
would be. I hope that works. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to date me.
Ed Rennan.
No,
Which
we're
leads
not,
me-
we're not,
which leads
we're
me
not
to my
doing
next
a
topic.
celeb.
Yeah, we
Name
We
thing.
totally are.
No.
Which leads
And
me
it'd
to my
be
next
Brenward.
topic. My next topic
Oh,
is
Brenward.
the simple act of talking to boys.
It can be
Which
difficult.
it can be very, very difficult.
I'm a very A-type personality person, but if I'm around a guy that I'm very interested in and very attracted to, and it's just him, all of a sudden I become the dumbest person on the planet. I'm like,
Oh my God.
I like bread.
That's no. That's
yeah.
Edward. That's me.
Do you also like lamp?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, if you were a potato, you'd be a good potato.
You'd be my spud. Yeah, no, and I think that happens with a lot of people.
It does happen to me.
And
With
I
girls.
very much... Are you going to be
You
okay,
brought up
Tony?
Tony.
With my French
We broke
fry and
Bobby.
your potato.
Bobby broke, guys.
Look here, Tater Tot.
Tater tots and French fries.
No. There was a guy that I met at TradeSmart the other day, and he's come in quite a few times.
Is this the one guy we talked about?
This is the one guy we talked
Oh,
about.
the one
guy
who
that
keeps
one
posting
plan?
things on Craigslist? No? Because I review the misconnections on Craigslist because it's a good laugh. I check out the women for women, men for women, women for men, men for men.
It's all hilarious.
It's hilarious. And, like, because part of it's like,
Sorry if you've used that, listeners. Brendan laughs at you.
I do. Some of them are really sweet. And they're, like, detailed enough where that person might actually know who they want, who they are talking about.
Right.
But then most of them are like, hey, that one hot guy at this one place, and you were wearing this shirt. Tell me what I was wearing. And I'm thinking, if a person's working, they see, probably between 100 to 200 people per day if they are on a slow day. Like us at the zoo, we see how many people?
I don't want to even think about it.
Exactly.
Too many?
Too many? Yeah,
All the people.
that's the correct
All
term.
the people.
All the people. And they're all idiots. No, that's
Majority of them,
yeah, 90%.
a large portion.
But and they're like, oh, tell me what shirt I was wearing, and it's like, how the frack are they supposed to understand who the hell you
Made out
were?
of fabric.
No.
Bo, you were saying...
I was saying, okay, so there was this guy that I met at TradeSmart, and he's come in multiple times. Every time he always asks me, oh, can you help me find this thing, or whatever. Excuse me. And, so just a few days ago, I was like, okay, I'll just, introduce myself, because I don't know, but I'll just try and talk to him or whatever. And I did, and he seemed very interested, and he, made an actively made a note that he works at this place at this time, and to come say
See
hi,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. So I was like, okay. And I went there, and of course, it was, super busy, it was, a wave and a smile or whatever. And then I talked to someone that he worked with, and the point of this being is, the picking and prodding of it is just my least favorite thing ever.
Well,
And
you guys don't have this problem as much because there's
I'm a
you know
there's there's a large,
John's a slut, but-
a much vaster majority of women that
Yes.
are into men.
right.
Yes.
And a lot of that is because women's sexuality is a lot more fluid than men's.
Right.
Just like that. What I would recommend, and because, not every gay dude is as noticeable as Hollywood and TV tries
Yeah.
to make them out to be.
Yeah.
And I
In
know...
fact, a large portion of them are not readable.
Right.
Gaydar isn't a thing.
No.
So we need
Or
to
at
be
least
so-
I don't have it.
Yeah, I'm
For the
really
underwater
bad.
one?
Yeah.
I'm really bad.
Although I did pick up on you when we first met in TradeSmart.
I didn't pick up on you when we first met.
But that's because you hop, skipped, and jumped to Tony and gave him a really big hug and went, hello! And I was like, yeah, he's gay.
So Mrs.
but that was
Doubtfire?
because you were, yeah, pretty much. It was
a
but you
run
were
by
very
fruiting.
much
It
in
was
your
a drive-by fruiting.
That's what was, because we were just kind of like, hi. But
Hello.
I turned to Hannah, I'm like, he's gay. And she's like, no shit. But you were in your comfort zone because you were amongst a friend.
Right.
When you're not,
When
it's
you're
a little
alone and a
different.
trade smart.
Right.
Yeah.
And you try to maintain that professionality, because no one at Coors Field knows where I do security as well,
Right.
knows I'm gay. And, which is obvious by the amount of times they say
Bad words.
yeah, homophobic words.
See, I'm confident
points.
enough, no matter where I'm at, that if that were to happen, I would just be like, stop it.
It's
that
rough because
really
it's the
bugs
site
me.
supervisor, and at the
I'll
same
beat
time, I'm not too worried about my fighting abilities,
saying.
especially compared to
Fine.
the
I'll
people
get him
there.
You
fired.
have a
Like-
car, you just back up into him.
Exactly. I always have a vehicle weapon.
In
No.
your inventory?
Yes.
You were over encumbered.
It's one of those things where I've learned to fight my own, fight my
I've never
battles,
heard
but
that word
pick
before.
them
I'm
as
sorry.
well. And it could be just because of I grew up very much in that in between generation where it was like prior to me coming out and everything like that. It was a horrible thing. No
Right.
one talked about it. Very few celebrities were out. Ellen wasn't out when I was starting to figure things out. Like Ellen DeGeneres, for goodness sakes. was
Ellen. Most popular
1846 was a
lesbian in the
good year,
world.
Brennan.
Back in 2,000 years ago, but
Back in the day.
it's
Yesteryear.
It's a very intriguing thing to be in kind of that swing spot where it's like we went from no one's out to everyone is out, and now they're on Oprah talking about it. And because of that dynamic, it makes it difficult to gauge when is appropriate, when
Right.
is like, am I betraying my own morals by not saying anything? And I talked to John about it and everything. I'm like, so how I'm playing it by ear and by person, because not everyone there is that way. Like the guy I worked with from 10 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning, today, last night ish. He's super cool. He's super chill. Love him to death. He never says anything bad about any group of people, no matter who they are, except for drunks. But that's because we work at a place downtown where drunks stumble into our property. So naturally, yeah, I hate drunks when I'm down there. But it really is like play person by person, and I try to gauge like where in the conversation, how old they are, what the dynamic is. Like people who are like, well, that's gay. And then, like, that's the only thing they say. I don't make a big deal of.
I try, yeah, same thing. I try not to.
But if it's, like, every, fifth word, then
Fifth
it's like...
syllable, that's
a
impressive.
lot.
That's why I had to correct myself.
Encyclopedia.
That's just you vomiting like penises. While you're
Encyclopedia.
keep talking.
It's like an ASDF. Quick, don't think about penises.
When it gets to that,
I'm
that's
gonna
when it starts
Photoshop
to
that.
grade.
I'm gonna Photoshop that. Those real penises.
Another one the nerd word finds.
Ooh.
Everyone is John.
Oh. But the point of this is just that, like, I had to eventually, just with this one situation, resign myself to, if he's interested, I have made myself apparent that I'm interested, and if he is, then he's going to have to do something about it. Because I'm not going to continue worrying myself about it and getting myself worked up about it. Oh, when am I next going to see him? Can I get his number? Who is he? Am I making a bad mistake? Just because it's so hard to pick and prod and try and analyze everyone's mannerisms, and I can't do it anymore. It's wasting so much of my time and energy.
Right.
I have to be like, okay, if he wants something, then he'll show up.
No, I totally get that. And, like, John has witnessed this at the Mirage with me when I bought that dude a beer.
You've done that several times.
The short, blonde dude who was in the military.
Oh.
Yeah,
Sounds hot.
Yeah.
Marines?
He was Army, but Marine.
Marines are the ones you want to fuck. Lois Griffin was right. Lois Griffin was right. The Marines are the guys. Just.
First one in, last one out.
Okay, I'm googling titties right now so I can fix this for my brother and I.
I'm sorry that's been too gay for the last.
It's like the producer said, make it gay.
Boobs is
But when it comes down to, like, there's only so long you can...
Oh God!
not videos.
It's the first thing that came up.
Yes!
Oh.
Yes, so much wind.
Save it so I can post it to the video.
No.
Yes, save both of those. Save both of those. Just to let you viewer or listeners know, they
Apparently,
No, well, I'll put them on the video.
it'll be in the video.
stay
I'll put them on the video.
tuned. Stay tuned. Yes.
This is
You just got to get to that point where you like finally swallow your pride, swallow your fear, and say,
Right.
"Fuck it." Turn to him and look him dead in the eyes and say, "Hey, you want to go out to dinner, just the two of us?"
yeah. Sometimes you
And
just
it's
gotta
difficult.
go for
It's hard. It is very hard because usually the straight version, it might not end up with you taking a crowbar in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
However, the gay version, that is very much not a highest likely probability,
Right.
but still a probability.
Right.
And I know that is something that I have always kind of struggled with the dynamic because I did grow up in that age where Matthew Shepard he had died when I was like first realizing I was gay.
Mm-hmm.
And please tell me you know who Matthew
I
Shepard
did a whole play.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I played his father.
The Laramie Project?
Yeah.
That
was a tough play.
You were just giving me this like dead stare, and I was like, if
That's
you
because I
don't-
just want to pause because I really have to pee.
You know, pause pee.
I'm gonna pause.
Okay, cool.
Wait, you pause and
Let's
pee.
do
I'll-
That sounds means we're back.
The conversation's gonna go. Brennan's talking. And we're back from our pause. We just.
Oh, God.
I took a potty break. So our next topic is nerdy, and it's not about boys. Cool. Welcome. Unless you consider the monster from Evolve a boy.
There's a
The
girl
Wraith
monster.
is a woman,
Yeah,
The
there's
Wraith
a
is a
girl
woman.
monster.
and she's the best, and I want to fuck her.
No,
Because of the tentacles?
I mean, what?
I'm gonna loan you guys
No, please no.
a book.
A woman?
Okay, about what?
The Iron Druid Chronicles.
Oh.
I've talked to you about this.
Yeah.
The Morgana, or the Morgan. Sorry. Ooh. I apologize to my Irish heritage for that one. She. Ooh. I would do her.
Okay.
From the descriptions, she's the. So those who don't know about Irish folklore and everything like that, she is the essentially goddess of death in the Irish old religions.
All right, Thanos, calm down.
Oh, she is. Her and the goddess of the hunt are very intense, very, very sexualized in the book, and which anyone who has studied any form of theology knows that gods and goddesses
Like to bang out.
They love killing, they love sex, and
Sometimes
they
at the same time.
don't give a shit about humans. Yeah, that's well, true. But yes, you should read
Okay.
the books after I finish rereading them because a new one just came out, so I have to buy that one and reread the 6 books I have. So give me like 4 days.
Okay, have fun.
I still have like 12
So
and a half books
the
to
following topic is about microtransactions
Oh,
of
Jesus.
games in 2015. Because there are 2 games that just came out, and the game that's going to be released in a month or so, Evolve.
Mm-hmm.
And now here's the thing: I just downloaded an app. It's a free app called Crossy Road. It's basically like a fancy Frogger.
Okay.
And it's a free app on Android, and you play a little like chicken, and you jump your way across, and you make it as far as you can, but you're inevitably going to die. There's no end.
Is it a super road? Then you can't.
They call those highways?
The information
Interstate.
superhighway.
There's no other side of the road. Is it like Flappy Bird but with cars?
No,
There's
too
no
many
other
chickens
side of the
on the other side of
road.
the
It's
road.
just a bunch of roads and rivers crossing each other infinitely.
Oh, okay.
Because reasons.
So Colorado.
Yeah. But there's things that I like and don't like about it. The first of which is that the microtransactions, they get you new things, like little animals to use to cross the road. I just don't like the fact that there's microtransactions, but I really like the way they're doing them because the way they're doing them is purely cosmetic. You can win them for free on occasion, because the more you play, the more time runs out, and then you can like hit the button, get free coins, and you can get coins when you're jumping around, and you can use those coins to buy more things. So you can reasonably achieve all of the things that are purchasable just by playing the game a whole bunch, which I really, really like. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is the way that the ads work in the game. So how most free games have ads or whatever, to just show the fuck up. This, you can click the button and to watch the ad, and once you're done watching the ad, it gives you extra coins.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So you can choose to watch the ads or not. But it helps you get those extra unlockable characters faster.
I like that.
I think that is a model of microtransactions, because I realize that microtransactions are just going to be around now for a whole long.
Well, and I prefer doing like the pay to change your hat way,
right?
The pay to win
thing.
Because the pay to win is kind of bullshit, and we were talking about this
with H1Z1.
Yeah, and with PlanetSide 2, how all the stuff you pay for are pretty much cosmetic. Yeah, you can pay for guns, but people who play the game get the same fucking thing.
Right.
And even if you have like, oh, I've got this really cool gun, you can still, die in like 2 seconds, because PlanetSide 2 is awesome.
Right.
And all the stuff you buy for, pretty much is cosmetic stuff. Which I think that should how it be with MMOs, because pay to win is just stupid.
Pay to win is really stupid.
Well, like, what is it? EVE Online, when you can pay like $500 to get like a really good ship. Mm-hmm. $500 of real money.
Yeah.
And there's like an active like conversion factor. You can go from like in-game money to real money, and real money to in-game money very easily. But I don't like if we have to have microtransactions. Yes, go pay for cosmetics. I just don't like them.
I don't like the way that you pay for actual gameplay.
Yeah,
I didn't have to buy it once, or don't have to buy it at all, and it's just there.
Which is what's happening with H1Z1 now. H1Z1 is the game.
Is that like DayZ?
It's exactly like DayZ,
okay.
Except it's like a multiplayer online thing, and
has the stupidest microtransaction I've ever heard.
Ever. So you can pay the equivalent of $5 of real money to have a box drop from the sky
and crush you. I'd pay that all day long.
No, I think that would actually be better than what this is.
Seriously, because what happens is inside the box, of course, are food, water, and weapons, 3 of the most important resources in the game.
Supplies drop.
And if you have them, then you win the game, basically, because you just can shoot everyone in the fucking face. But here's the thing. The box falls very slowly. It's quite visible. There's flashing beacons and sirens everywhere.
Oh.
And anyone can get the box.
That's stupid.
Anyone, even if you didn't pay for it. So you can pay the $5 thing, everyone in the fucking arena drops down, zombies show the fuck up, and then everyone fights the zombies.
They're attracted to the sound and noise.
And then grabs
and
the
then
box.
you can just shoot the guy who bought it in the face, and he's out $5. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's the only good part about it, because you'd be like, I'm an asshole. But it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm a cheap bastard, and I am. I never understood, like, paying to get, like... Because I play Injustice on my phone a lot, because it kills time. And it's the only game I have on my phone. Which is...
Just get 10.
Just get 10.
Just get 10. It's really good.
But
I deleted it a while ago.
There are a lot of options
Have
to
you
like
gotten 10?
buy
Yeah,
money on there, and I'm like, why would you spend money when you can put in the work and you'll get those things?
Well, and that's kind of going back to what Edward was saying
lazy
before.
gamers.
Well, lazy gamers are the instant gratification, everything.
Right. I blame Hollywood and fast food.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah, bastards.
Potato title.
And then there's another thing that's happening with Evolve. Evolve is coming out in a few weeks. I'm very, very, very excited about this game.
It's very cool. Asymmetric gameplay.
Super duper cool. If you haven't heard about it, and if you haven't heard about us talk about it for like every episode ever,
then buy me a PS4.
Watch all the
And you'll
trailers.
hear about it.
I'll watch like the 1,000 trailers that there are.
Or you can
and
just
watch the
Google
gameplay.
it.
Yeah, it's really. It's
The
really
quick
awesome.
elevator pitch is: there's a team of 4 people that fight one giant monster, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So here's the thing with that is you can get a deluxe edition. Well, first of all, if you pre-order this deluxe edition, then you get
like the day one new monster deals.
You get the day one new monster, which later is DLC for $15 extra. So if you don't pre-order it, then you are fucked out of the behemoth, the fourth monster, just cause. Then, and that DLC doesn't come out till spring.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then you can, if you pre-order the deluxe edition, then none of the unlockable things matter. You just have everything. You start out with all of the monsters, all of the hunters, extra hunters, and you just have fucking everything.
John, you remember the good old days when we were playing Pong?
No, we're not that old. But seriously, come on, people.
Seriously.
Work for what you have to earn.
They did that with Battlefield, almost like all of them. They were just like, hey, pay $10 more. You have everything.
I don't like that, because it's the pay to win again. I'm fine with, like, hey,
there's no progression. You don't
pre-order,
have
you get
any,
this DLC for free, and that
Yeah.
comes out later, so everyone else that missed out on it can kind of have it for a little bit extra money. That I'm okay with. I'm not okay with the, hey, day one, you can shoot the nuclear slingshot at people. I don't like that.
Well, and I understand having, like,
it just breaks the game.
character unlocks.
Well, each character's different.
Right. But there's not usually, you don't get the god character that just kills them like that. And I love playing with different characters because it's like they have different abilities and different skills and objectives and everything like that. So I love unlocking new characters and everything like that. I understand, putting out those promos and everything to have extra characters. But to get, like, everything just thrown at you right at once, that's just fucking nuts.
And then what's even shittier is having everything thrown at you at once, but then having the ability of someone else to get it in the same arena as you. You pay $5 of your own fucking money, and then someone else just shows up and takes the box from you because they can.
And then teabags you on their way out.
Exactly. And then you're just done. You're like, oh, well, that was a complete fucking waste of my $5.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that?
But they're preying on, children, and I use children in a loose term from, age of 10 to, like, 23.
Sorry.
I'm a child,
They're still man-child. Man-child, so like 43.
Probably, 53,
Yeah.
Who just don't understand how much of a waste of money that is. And, there are plenty of people who don't understand money. I understand money in the sense that I'm cheap and everything. I don't understand, like, the real purpose behind it, because at this point, all the numbers are just made up anyways. But...
I was young.
Like her,
is that what that was?
United States
That was
debt
the
is
most
so
interesting
fucking made up.
Right! The debts of nations, you
It
look
just
at
keeps
the numbers,
increasing, and you're
and
just
it's
like, what?
These numbers aren't even real. We did not use this number, these type of, like, trillions, jillions, gazillions, up until, recent times when it's like, can't we just say, you know what, fuck it, all the nations are cleared of debt, and let's move on from there?
You literally could, but
You could.
The world
You
is
could.
just stupid.
The weird
You
part,
could.
though, is that I understand...
Like I said, I'm a Marxist. I believe in true communism, not in the sense that any nation has ever established, but...
There is
The
no
weird
true
thing is that I
economic
understand.
form, but
I understand, like, the corporations and the company's perspective, because I did Creepers for Cancer, which was completely based on microtransactions. It was literally a
That's
whole
different.
Yeah.
charity
If
fundraiser.
it's for
Charity.
A lot of
if it's for a
microtransactions
good
are
event,
good.
That's
but some of them are
a
stupid.
different thing.
But I can see how it adds up. We made $800 in 24 hours, and out of like maybe
hoping to beat that this year.
out of maybe like 1,200 actual visitors. To
And on that note, look up Creepers for Cancer.
creepersforcancer.weebly.com.
Buy me new laptops so I don't die when my laptop lights on fire.
I mean, if we're buying us stuff, I need a new car, but...
But it was weird how it
And a
added
house.
up so quickly when we had such a little goal, and it was just like, I don't know if it was just an outpouring of support or if it was so easy to go, $1. That seems like nothing. Oh, another
Right.
$1. Oh, another $4.
It's like the 18 DLC packs that each Call of Duty game releases for like
Exactly.
$9.99.
Fuck.
Right.
It's
Well-
they're like $20 now. They're $15 or $20.
And a lot-
Fucking
Oh my
stupid.
god.
A lot of that, like those dollar type transactions, it's because nothing is $1 these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw a soda can for 75 cents, and I had to buy it. And I don't even drink soda that much unless it's mixed with alcohol. I was like, oh, that's a great deal, yes. And a lot of people get that mindset where it's like, oh, I can get extra life for just $1.
Yeah.
Sweet, I'll do that because what's $1?
And that's what everyone is getting really
and
afraid
then
of
it's
for
like, ooh.
the future of Minecraft, where you're playing hardcore
Yeah,
mode.
Microsoft. Yeah.
Yeah. Or things like, say, Don't Starve, where your sanity is about to go here. Have paid 5.
Pay 99 cents to get a dildo that raises your insanity
Okay.
50 points
And-
for every second.
I mean,
no, yes, yeah.
it could
Depends on the dildo.
produce serotonin and
I'm guilty of microtransactions kind of adding up because like the Steam sales, the holiday sales, the summer sales. I'm like, hey, this game's $1. Hey, this game's $1. This game's $2. I get for $5. I get 8 games for this one, and I'm like, oh, how did I spend $70?
Yeah, what's the
Some-
total
some of them are
your total
like
game
legitimate.
count on Steam?
My total game count?
Yeah.
That's like,
200.
yeah.
Oh my god, I have like maybe 50.
But some
Maybe.
of the microtransactions, I completely get, and it's reasonable. Like Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare. It was
It was
like
DLC. It wasn't micro.
Well, I mean, you can get it on the PSN, and for like what, $20,
$10.
$10, whole new fucking game, Undead, Zombie, Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
The
Whole
funny
new
part
game.
is you can buy it in the store for $30.
Yeah, you can buy it in the store for $30. That's stupid, but you can get it on the network for like $10.
Yeah.
And the same with XCOM Enemy Within. Whole new game. That I understand paying money for. 4 new maps and like decor to slap on your name so you can, tell a little boy you fucked her mother at night. That's not, no. I don't pay money for that shit.
That's what people who play Call of Duty do.
Yeah,
I mean, you can just tell a little boy that if he's pissing you off.
our previous
He's
guest
not gonna
star,
know you're lying.
Isaac
He's
is one of those people.
just running around in an ice cream store. I fucked your mother.
No,
I'll
our
stop
pre-
him dead in his tracks.
Our previous
Just
guest
in a
star,
Dairy Queen.
Isaac,
I've done
is
it.
very, very guilty of being that guy that just like calls everyone faggot and like fucks your mother or whatever. And it sounds
Oh,
Fucking
I've done that in person.
Fucked their mother?
No, but a little child acting like a little shit, and like I
plot twist.
I've
Brennan fucked our moms.
I have slept with 2 women.
At the same
One of them
time.
was a mom for like 5 minutes. But
I'm just like really.
this
no,
little kid
Go on,
was
move on.
being a shit at Dick's Sporting Goods, and his mom was like out of earshot. You can't do that. There's cameras. And I just
I've
turned
had
to him and
kids like
said,
that, though.
I fucked your mother last night, and if you don't fucking start straightening up, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Boom! His entire personality just turned around right then and there. He started cleaning up his mess. He, was like on.
You don't do that to people.
You just gotta
You
give
know,
a therapist a new pool.
I'm helping the economy. I'm helping the economy. I was on a 13-hour shift at the tail end of it, and it was either that or
Brennan, when are
punch
you
the
not
child
on
in
the end
face.
of a 13-hour
When am I
shift?
not?
When are you not?
When I'm unemployed, I'm still working, and I don't know how it happens. I've been employed for the last
Employed?
employed.
Oh, I heard employed.
You get an employed.
Employed is a
It's like
word.
an implosion when your employee implosions into you. Anyways, I don't know. Yeah.
Edward, help us.
Okay, moving on. I have. Whoa, that was a weird noise. My mouth made. I have one last topic to discuss, and that is Oscar noms. The Oscar nominations just happened.
The
on
most
Thursday.
popular white person competition.
The most popular white person
The
competition.
only
know-
one
I
I
know
know
nothing
of is
about
Benedict
this.
Cumberbatch. That's
Which, I would give him all the awards.
Because he's Benedict
Oh, I wouldn't too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't you...
But anyway, I woke up at 6:30 a.m. on Thursday morning to watch the whole live stream, which also the president of the Academy called Dick Pope Dick Poop.
That was funny.
for
I
him.
saw that.
That was
really
so
funny.
awesome. I was like, yeah, Dick Poop. Dick Poop must live on. And so, Dick Poop was my favorite
May
thing.
we never forget Brown Day.
And I went in wanting one thing, and that was Emma Stone to get nominated for Birdman, and she fucking did, and I'm
That's
so
awesome.
happy.
I still haven't seen that.
We talked about it earlier. It was
Yeah.
so good. Such good.
It's good. It's good.
Then,
I really like Emma Stone.
I also really wanted Snowpiercer to get something, and Snowpiercer didn't get anything. Snowpiercer didn't get recognized
I
at
can
all.
see that though.
And you were pissed about Foxhound.
I was pissed about Foxcatcher, but that's because I only
Foxcatcher.
just saw Foxcatcher last night, and now
Okay.
I'm like, why the fuck did that get nominated? It was bullshit. Foxcatcher was basically like Steve Carell pointing his nose up at everything and mumbling.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is the first one of these things that they do, or whatever it's called, that I'm actually kind of upset that the movie didn't get nominated.
What?
I know it got nominated for best score.
Interstellar.
And I'm just like, why didn't that get nominated for it?
Oh,
come on.
something to make us feel old again.
No,
The
please.
twins from Full House, not Mary Kate and Ashley. Fuck those sluts. The boys. You remember them?
Sure.
One of the boys, does the scores and all the music for Game of Thrones. They're now 24. They're all really good. But yeah,
Okay.
I googled that the other
Okay.
day. But yes, continue.
2030 is equidistant to 2000.
It's 15 years to 2030 and 15 years to 2000.
But then, so yeah, it didn't. It was so white.
Yeah.
And nominations
That's what I
were
heard.
so white. Like I was confused because
Which,
Foxcatcher. Well, I don't know why anyone from Foxcatcher should have gotten nominated. Channing Tatum was great at being a meathead. Steve Carell was
That's why I
good
don't
at
like him as
being a
Gambit.
rich, dull dude, and Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Marlon
Hulk
Brando.
and the Avengers.
Not Marlon Brando, the other guy.
Not Marlon Brando. I have his name. Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark
That's almost
Ruffalo.
the same thing.
He was good, but he was still dull, old, white, and rich. Like
You had to make him
every-
angry.
Did he get anything for his the one where
Golden
he's a
Globes?
music producer?
No, I don't think so.
No, because I watched that the other day and that was actually pretty good.
Well, I think it kind of is like the same thing that would happen in high school with us, with the nominations that we did. I think it was a popularity contest.
That's every nomination that's ever existed since
Yeah.
the dawn of time.
Yeah, it definitely is. And
Because
now
they're
I'm
just like, man,
but
fuck
the
talent.
point is now I'm like really doubting the whole Academy
And
Awards.
on occasion,
things.
you get that one nominee who makes it through out of like people just saying, "I hope he wins" because no one else knows who he is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
On
You just want that.
that was
that benefit of
our
the doubt.
senior year prom king. He was gorgeous.
I need an actual water bottle to spray.
I
you.
was my
he was
senior
the
year prom
only
king.
other gay guy.
Don't you
Gay
use it?
prom
Don't you
king?
use your crown as a trash can now?
Simultaneous.
Oh, I do.
Simultaneous.
Guys, I use my prom king crown as a trash can. There you go. I just like have it there and I just put shit in there when I'm like playing Don't Starve. I'm just like blah blah, and then I just throw the
It's
shit
true.
in.
I've seen it.
But he was like the only other gay dude at Chatfield. And I was like, yes, I'm so glad he
Really?
won.
Because there's like 100 of them now.
They are, yeah, they multiplied.
Someone
since
got
I
him
left.
wet.
They fed him after midnight.
They're not Mogwai.
No, that was a Gremlins reference.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
Mogwai are.
that's
The little
what-
tiny,
the
the
little
little fluffy
furry-
Furby guys are Mogwai.
Yeah.
And then they're gremlins.
And then they're turning to gremlins.
But then I've been watching a whole bunch of foreign films lately. Like I watched a film by Bong Joon-ho, who also did Snowpiercer. It was called Mother.
I remember making fun of his name.
Yes.
Yeah, and Mother was like a murder mystery where they got the wrong guy. So like this old little Asian woman.
Can you tell me?
I told you about that where the old little Asian woman was like doing investigations and then she like clubs a guy in the head and then sets a building on fire and you're like, what the fuck?
Good
And
for
I was
her.
like, this was the best movie I've ever seen. But I've really gotten into foreign films lately because
And you should, because there's not a whole lot of American gay films.
Well, like,
And you and I had this conversation earlier, where it's like, it's unfortunate. Have you ever seen?
No.
Not you. I'm not talking to
the
you.
answer still is no. I've seen like
Supersturm, which is a
Excuse
German Yeah, that's how they said it
Okay.
in the German film. I will slap you. I will slap you
All
so
I heard
hard
was
right now.
Super Stone, and I was like, that sounds like a Brennan film.
It's this like German film, and it's about rowers.
Oh, rowers.
Yes, so the very athletic belts.
Have you seen those Warwick rower guys?
Mm-hmm.
Warwick Davis, the Ewok.
Yes. Yes.
That's-
So hot.
That's it. You nailed it.
Ewoks are my thing.
So you
like
like
little
furries, is what you're saying.
Just to like
tiny
finish
bears.
off, because we are kind of capping our time. What'd you guys think of Snowpiercer? Because now I really like this director Bong Joon-ho. He was the Asian dude that was like opening all the doors.
Oh, that was the actual director?
That was the actual director.
Oh,
That's
shit.
That's Bong Joon-ho.
The guy that was just like, man, I want drugs. Just kidding, it's a bomb.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
What?
Bomb.
I mean,
So
bomb.
so, super duper spoilers. So what did you guys think of Snowpiercer? Did you watch it?
I have not.
Oh, so
I
good.
really
I've
liked
been
it.
working.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Since you said
That
that
teacher's
message, I've
Yeah.
been working.
Yeah.
It was.
And then I was
It had a
sleeping.
very Bioshocky on a train feel. That's
Yeah.
what I thought, and I was just
I
like,
liked
it
how
really
like
does.
vaguely steampunky it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of just like all the mechanisms that the back of the train
I did
had.
catch that from the previews and everything.
Well, and I really liked it was a train, so everything was like 10 feet wide. All the sets were like contained, and it really, for most of it, didn't.
Man,
feel
those
like
techies
that.
are probably like, fuck yeah, man.
And the symbolism of it was super obvious.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
the rich
Oh, yeah.
versus the poor.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And social classes and whatever. And what I really thought was very interesting, now hear me out on this. The back of the train, very dull. There's no windows. They're not aware of their outside world. They're caught in this world of, we are poor, let's be poor.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happens at the very end of the train with that one guy.
Wilford?
Wilford, yes.
No windows up there.
Other windows, very rich, stuck in his richness. Same thing with all of the people dancing in the clubs, same people, all the way through that whole big first section, no windows, no knowledge of the outside world. The only time that there is that sense of awareness is right in the middle. With the middle class, the biggest section of the train that has the most power, we're right in the middle of the train is the scene with the teacher. And it's the most colorful scene in the whole film, and it's the one where they have seriously the most power. All the guns. Where in the back they didn't have any guns, no bullets, front, not very dangerous. It's the middle of the train that's seriously all where all of the damage happens.
The back of
all
the
the
train doesn't
guns
have
and
guns
all the
or
knowledge
bullets?
with the symbolism of the teacher and her
Yeah.
being like, hey, look at this video. Yeah,
Yeah.
the engine.
Mm-hmm.
I never noticed that, but that is a very good analogy.
I've been watching a lot of like film form things. If you're listening to this, you should also listen to the new YouTube channel called Every Frame a Painting. It analyzes film form, and that's what I learned about Snowpiercer. It's a very, very cool YouTube channel that I've been watching. But I really like the way that Bong Joon-ho does stuff like that, and how linear it was, how Chris Evans was always faced with the choice. Every single moment, it was either the back of the train or the front of the train. Do we go back? Do we stop what we're doing and cease our whole goal, like what happened last time? Or do we keep moving forward to what our original goal was, and it's always left or right, back.
Well,
or
yeah,
front.
it was a lot of like
That's a trend.
we're trying to do this for the good of everyone,
Right.
in a roundabout kind of evil way.
Mhm.
And it's, do you go along with that? Do you fight against that? Do you
Even
let
though at the
people
end I
choose for
highly
themselves?
doubt anyone else survived
Yeah.
that train crash.
Seriously.
There's 2 people left and
And
a
you're
polar
like,
bear.
And a
how's
polar
that
bear.
how's that gonna work? Are they gonna affect the polar bear? Or are they just gonna wait for the kid to grow up? Does she like? Is that okay? Just let that be your Adam and Eve story there.
Have my rib.
In all seriousness, there's probably other pockets of humanity still alive.
That's exactly what I was thinking
Yeah.
too. And then there's that one scene right in the middle too, where
Because you get
Bong
underground.
Joon-ho's character, I don't know what happens, but he looks out the window and he's like, "Oh my god, and then he gets dragged away, and you never figure out what it is.
Wasn't it the plane?
Wasn't the
It's
plane?
not. No, There's two of them. There's one where it's the plane, and then there's another one where he's like looking up and he's like, what? What is that? And you never figure out what it is. So I'm thinking, is it another sign that there's more
Well, in a situation like that, when you have a flash freeze, you could totally just live underground and be like, hey man, look at me,
Have
insulated.
you guys seen the sci-fi 3-part series where Ascension?
No.
It looks cool.
It is. So essentially, these people believe that since the 1950s, this space station / ship
Space bug
has been floating through space trying to make it to this livable planet since the 1950s. So the current generation that is on the ship is not the same generation that embarked. All of them have died or have been ejected into space for population control. It turns out it's a psychological experiment to determine if long-time flight is possible as far as dealing with humanity and everything like that. Very intriguing. And it's interesting to see the dynamics between the different social groups, because there's always going to be that kind of social economic classification where people are separated. It's unfortunate, it sucks, but it will always exist, because greed will always exist in humanity. We will never see the end of greed. We will never see the end of class warfare. And
Call of Duty I will never play.
I highly recommend it. I definitely say check it out. But a lot of things that you were saying about that very much resemble kind of what they did in that. Only different context, you know, space station, train. A little different, but...
Because in Snowpiercer, they also had population control with controlled revolutions.
There you go.
And, okay, so...
But that I think that was my point was, what if it was a psychological experiment? And that's what the Asian dude was seeing, was like, no, they're just fine out there. What the fuck are we doing on the train?
Yeah.
Okay, so the punishment. Stick your guy's arm out the window,
And then
break it, because it's
break it.
like flash frozen in 7 minutes. And then they would go from, hey, we can live outside, we're fine. How much of a time gap are we talking between those two?
I think it might also have to do with the train moving at such a high speed that would cause it to flash freeze like that. Or in the position that they're in the world or something. Because it's not just around the equator.
Because it was going all over the place when they showed the map.
It outlines all the continents.
In the poor section, when you like do something against the upper class,
They essentially chop off your hand.
they stick your hand outside
So
the train
essentially
and they bring it back in. It's
Middle
frozen,
Eastern-
and they take a giant sledgehammer and just like break your arm.
So essentially Middle Eastern style
The other thing that I wanted to point out
/ medieval.
is that in that middle scene with the teacher and the guns, what are the guns hidden in?
Eggs.
They're hidden in the eggs. Birth. The relationship between birth and death. How there's also always death hidden within birth. There's always birth with death, and that is.
It's like a circle.
It's like foreshadowing. It's like weirdly foreshadowing the end of how everyone dies, but with that, there's also the birth of this new civilization.
Now, with that really deep comment, I'm gonna go really kind of not deep.
Okay.
I'm really excited that
Not too
Marvel
deep, not too deep.
not too deep, just a tip. just for a second. I'm really excited that Marvel and Doctor Who kind of crossed over in that movie.
Which movie?
Oh, you had Captain America and the War Doctor.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, of course. Sorry. Oh, right. So let's figure out the timeline of events just to cap off. So is Snowpiercer before or after Captain America?
I think it's going to be after Civil War because he's going to go. Chris Evans is going to go away in Civil War, and I think he's going to go there and like have Fallen, where he eats people and kids and stuff. And then it's during the Time War.
The War Doctor.
Yeah, it's during the Time War, so John Hurt's doctor is there, and watch the movie.
I don't feel like watching the movie will explain this.
It will.
Sure.
So, okay,
sure.
when all the poor people first get on the back of the
Dear
train.
humanity, please stop trying to connect every movie and nerd thing.
No! That's our thing. That's our thing.
No, it is fun, but at the same time, it's like, no. You silly humans seen connections when they're...
Dora the Explorer and the Human Centipede.
Yes.
Where's my ass?
I really-
Can you?
Okay, homework for next week's episode. Connect those two things.
Okay.
Dora and Human Centipede, you're the host. You get to figure that shit out.
Explain that.
Okay. Okay.
Well, thank you for talking about all of that fun stuff with me. That was.
I need to watch that movie then.
No, you don't. Do not
Dora
watch
the
that movie.
Explorer or Human
Just
I will not
Centipede.
watch that with you.
It was so bad. I've seen it.
Dora the Explorer? Or?
Both.
Yes,
Both.
they're both really
On
bad.
the equal level of just awful.
My neighbor across the street has a daycare. Is a daycare.
Wait. Is this connected to the
Human
No.
Centipede.
Dora the Explorer.
Okay.
Dora the Explorer. But every time I go over there, I have to watch like the current children's TV
When
style.
you're in daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I go in like if she has a doctor's appointment or whatever.
Can you find the indoctrination?
And all the parents who drop off their kids, they know me. They know who I am. They know I live just right across the street. They know sometimes if Marla has to go run out and do.
Okay. Yeah.
Funny thing is, she was my daycare mother when I was a wee lad. However, I don't think she's aged since then. Yeah.
She's not to die.
And she's not Asian.
Anyways, John, yes?
No, I really wanted to say. My brother and I watched the end of Terminator 3 the other day.
The end.
Just the end.
Yeah, just the end.
Yeah.
We were equally disappointed as if we watched the entire
Didn't
thing.
I make a funny joke or something?
Yes. We started talking about Dora the Explorer and Arnold Schwarzenegger, where she's just like, hey, can you find my pistol? Do it now! Do it now! Do it! Get to the chopper! Click on it now! Click!
And on that note, that caps off episode 15 of The N-Word. If you liked this episode, please give us a like.
The swiper!
Comment,
Share with your friends.
share. That's how we get more
Family,
views.
Yes, please tell
Enemies.
everyone.
And then comment up a storm and insult each other and be racist in the comments as much as humanly possible.
That's fine. One more thing. Comic-Con is approaching.
Oh.
John has pointed out that we could potentially get a table or a panel or whatever.
We can submit a letter. So we can do a letter of submission to see if we can have a panel.
And I
We have
actually
like
do
4
have some-
viewers.
Well, yeah, but we can get
Right,
more viewers
well,
at Comic-Con.
This is what I am saying. The more you share, the more we care, and thus we
Stop
might
rhyming.
do this. I will stab you. And so, if you want us to be at Comic-Con, share with your friends, get us as many viewers, listeners, subscribers as you can, and we will potentially think about it.
Because that would be super fun, actually.
It would
Well,
be.
yeah, and we could like go into it and be like, "Hey, we've starting this podcast. We can tell you how to do it too."
Right. And the
Like
Arca boys have witnessed me commenting in a panel, on a panel,
In a panel.
on a panel, on a
You're
panel.
all over that panel.
Oh, I was well. You know, the
it now.
the panel was about diversity in Doctor Who, and all they kept talking about
the panel
was
was so fucking
women
stupid.
in Doctor
Very
Who.
Oh my
over.
god.
And
Very-
I'm sorry, women, you make up half of the population. You are not a diversity. So it was all about female strong characters, and I love strong female characters, especially ones that are not, cooking in the kitchen or doing stupid stereotypical gender shit like that. But up until I made a comment about anything, it was all about how Clara and Martha Jones
I hate
were,
Martha.
yeah,
Fuck Martha.
how they were strong women in the series. And finally I go up there and I'm like, hey, can we talk about something that's not female?
Or bashing on Moffat for some weird
Or
fucking
yeah, there was that, and then there was the
Move
one
that
guy
guy.
who was
That's
like,
exactly how the panel started out. It was just like, all right, we're going to have this specific topic that has nothing to do with any of your people right now. And then one guy goes up there just like, Moffat's a twat, and just sits down. We're like, what the fuck?
right. And then there was the one guy who's like, can we stop calling ourselves Whovians? And I'm like, no.
I could have shot him.
Yeah. No. Unless if you come up with a better name. Doctorins.
What? Okay.
Okay, but we should probably wrap up.
Oh,
Yes.
we should have wrapped up 20 minutes ago.
That was it.
Like, comment, or subscribe.
Do it now! And
Get to the chopper! It's not a
and
tuba.
on that note, goodbye. Bye!